ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य अंजनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our daily morning reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you all for joining. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I offer my humble obeisances. I seek blessings and permission from Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, the entire Guru Parampara. And let me offer my respects to all of you Vaishnavas as well. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Let's continue our reading. We are reading from Canto 10, the Summum Bonum, Chapter 10, the Deliverance of the Yamala-arjuna Trees. And today we are reading verses 20 to 22. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यदीमौ लोकपालस्य पुत्रो भूत्वा तमः प्लुतौ न विवास समात्मानं विजानितः सुदुर्मदौ अतोर्हतः स्थावरतां स्यातां नैवं यथा पुनः स्मृतिः स्यान्मत्प्रसादेन तत्रापि मद् अनुग्रहात् वासुदेवस्य सान्निध्यं लब्ध्वा दिव्यशरच्छते वृत्ते सर्वलोकतां भूयो लब्धभक्ति भविष्यतः। Word to word. Yatah, because imau, these two young demigods, Lokapalasya of the great demigod Kuvera, Putrau, born as sons, Bhutva, being so, they should not have become like that. Tamaha Plutau, so absorbed in the mode of darkness. Na, not. Vivasa Sam, without any dress, completely naked. Atmanam, their personal bodies. Vijanitaha, could understand that they were naked. Durmadau, because they were very much fallen due to false pride. Ataha, therefore. Arhataha, they deserve. Sthavaratam, immobility like that of a tree. Syatam, they may become. Na, not. Evam, in this way. Yatha, as. Punaha, again. Smritihi, remembrance. Syata, may continue. Mat prasadena, by my mercy. Tatra api, over and above that. Mad anugrahat, by my special favor. Vasudevasya, of the personality of Godhead. Sanidhyam, the personal association, face to face. Labdva, obtaining. Divya Sharat Shate Vrutte, after expiry of the 100 years by the measurement of the demigods. Sarvalokatam, the desire to live in the celestial world. Bhuyaha, again, Labdha Bhakti, having revived their natural condition of devotional service. Bhavishyataha, will become. Translation by Krishna Kripamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These two young men, Nalakuvar and Manigriv, are by fortune the sons of the great demigod Kuvera. But because of false prestige and madness after drinking liquor, they are so fallen that they are naked but cannot understand that they are. Therefore, because they are living like trees, for trees are naked but are not conscious, these two young men receive the bodies of trees. This will be proper punishment. Nonetheless, after they become trees and until they are released, by my mercy, they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. Moreover, by my special favor, after the expiry of 100 years by the measurement of the demigods, they will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudev face to face and thus revive their real position as devotees. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
Yes, Mataji, I can read.
Okay.
A tree has no consciousness. When cut, it feels no pain. But Narada Muni wanted the consciousness of Nalakuver and Manigriv to continue, so that even after being released from the life of trees, they would not forget the circumstances under which they had been punished. Therefore, to bestow upon them special favor, Narada Muni arranged things in such a way that after being released, they would be able to see Krishna in Vrindavan and thus revive their dormant bhakti. Each day of the demigods in the upper planetary system equals 6 months of our measurements. Although the demigods in the upper planetary system are attached to material enjoyment, they are all devotees and therefore they are called demigods. There are two kinds of persons, namely the devas and the asuras. Asuras forget their relationship with Krishna. Asuram bhavam asrita, whereas the devas do not forget. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin deva asura evacha Vishnu Bhakta Smarto Deva Asuras Tad Vipra Yaha. I'm sorry if I've made mistake in that. The distinction, Padma Puran, the distinction between a pure devotee and Karma Mishra devotee is this. Pure devotee does not desire anything from material enjoyment, whereas a mixed devotee becomes a devotee to become first-class enjoyer of this material world. One who is in direct touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotional service remains pure, uncontaminated by material desires. Anya Pilasita Sunyam Gnana Karmadya Navaratnam. By Karma Mishra Bhakti, one is elevated to the celestial kingdom. By Jnana Mishra Bhakti, one is able to merge in the Brahman effulgence, and by Yoga Mishra Bhakti, one is able to realize omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But pure bhakti does not depend on karma, gnana, or yoga, for it simply consists of loving affairs. The liberation of the bhakta, therefore, which is called not just mukti but vimukti, surpasses the 5 other kinds of liberation. Sayujya, Sarupya, Salokya, Sarsti, and Samipya. A pure devotee always engages in pure service. Anukulyena Krishna.
Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam Bhakti Uttama.
Thank you, Mataji. Taking birth in the upper planetary system as a demigod is a chance to become a further purified devotee and go back home, back to the Godhead. Narad Muni indirectly gave Manigriva and Nalkuvera the greatest opportunity by his so-called curse. Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So many points in this purport. So in the first paragraph of purport, it has been elaborated the purpose of Narad Muni giving the curse. So, it was the Narad Muni's purpose to give curse was for consciousness, preservation of Nal, Gur and Manigriv. And in yesterday's purport, Srila Prabhupada, how perfectly he has said, that Vaishnavas are perfect doctors. They know very well how to diagnose the disease of a person and also how to cure it, and what's the best medicine. So trees usually don't have consciousness. They do not feel pain when somebody cuts them. So Narad Muni arranged for Nalkur and Manigriv to retain their consciousness, even as trees. Why? So that they would remember their punishment, and they would benefit from it spiritually. So after their tree life, they would get darshan of Krishna in Vrindavan, which will reawaken the bhakti that is already in them, because bhakti, loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, is the original svabhava of every jiva. And in the second paragraph, it's about the duration of curse. So in the verse, there is a beautiful word, Divya Sharat Shate Vrutte, after the expiry of 100 years by the measurement of the demigods. So the curse is going to last for 100 demigod years, and each demigod day is over 6 months. So that means one demigod day is 6 human months. So that means half a human year means one demigod day. So as per the Vedic calculation, 360 demigod days in one demigod year. So one demigod year means 360 days times half. So half of our human year. So one demigod year will be 180 human years. And like that, the curse lasted for 100 demigod years. So that means 100 times 180 means 18,000 human years. Nalkuvar and Manigriv had to stand there as Yamala-arjuna trees. And that's how old these two trees standing in the courtyard of Nanbhavan are. Anyways, demigods, devatas, further Prabhupada describes the two kinds of persons. So there are demigods and devatas. And why are devatas called devatas? Because even though they are in Swarglok, they are enjoying materially, but they don't forget Krishna. They don't refuse the supremacy of Krishna. So they are called devotees. But Nalkuvar and Manigriv, even though they are in Swargaloka, they are sons of demigod Kuvera, but they have forgotten that they are servants of Krishna. And Prabhupada has given the definition of demigod here. Vishnu Bhakta Smruto Daiva Asuras Tad Viparayah. Those who are Vishnu Bhaktas are Devas, and those who are not, those who are opposite of that, they are Asuras. So there are only two kinds of people. Devas, who are the devotees, they remember Krishna, and Asuras, they are non-devotees, they forget Krishna. And in the third paragraph, okay, now so we know who is a devotee, but there are types of devotees too. So Prabhupada is describing different kinds of devotees. There are Karma Mishra Bhaktas, Jnana Mishra Bhaktas, Yoga Mishra Bhaktas. So which one is better? And depending on their proclivities, their inclinations, they have all different destinations. So out of those destinations, which one is better? So karma mishra bhakti, bhakti mixed with fruitive desires, being somewhat pious but still continuing material attachments. So that leads to heavenly planets, celestial enjoyment, swarga, and devotees don't desire this. Then there is Gnana Mishra Bhakti, bhakti which is mixed with speculative knowledge, which leads to merging into Brahman effulgence. And then there is Yoga Mishra Bhakti, bhakti which is mixed with mystic yoga practice, and that leads to realization of Krishna's opulence. So there are, three different kinds of mixed bhaktis, but the key commonality between these three paths is that all these paths are bhakti mixed with something else. So Srila Prabhupada has once said that don't think that just by doing a little service and remaining attached to your sense gratification, you will go back to Godhead. You may go to heavenly planets, but not to Krishna. And this is such a warning. So what we need to aim for is Shuddha Bhakti, unadulterated Bhakti, pure Bhakti, which is free of any kind of other mixture, free from any other desires for material enjoyment or material gain or any kind of liberation. Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Gnan Karmadi Anavritam. So true bhakti is meant to be Anya Abhilasha Shunyam, devoid of any selfish desires, and Gnana Karmadi Anavritam. It should not be covered by Gnana or Karma. But the danger is that while we may be externally engaged in Krishna consciousness, in our internal motivation, if our internal motivation is still material enjoyment, then even if in subtle forms like I want honor or I want position or I want comfort, then even though our internal motivation is of bhakti, but if we still maintain the material attachments like this, then we are still practicing karma mishra bhakti only. And where does it take you? To maximum, it takes you to Swargaloka, which is a temporary place. Tetvam bhukta Swargalokam Vishalam Shrine Punya Martalokam Vishanti, Bhagavad Gita 9.21. So when one is promoted to Swargalok, one enjoys there. One enjoys there a longer duration of life and better facilities for sense enjoyment. But still one cannot stay there forever. Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. Once the credits of their pious karma runs out, then they will have to come back to mrityu lokam. So we cannot afford to be complacent in our sadhana. We cannot afford to use our devotional life to seek any material prestige or power or enjoyment. And we can't afford to think that I'm a devotee now, and so no matter what I do, whatever I do, I will go back to Godhead. No. What we saw in the previous chapter, Drishtva Parishramam Krishna Kripaya Sit Swabandhane. So our endeavor has to be 100% from our side. And then Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam comes. And then Krishna will provide what we lack and preserve what we have. So how does that verse start? It's a key word. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana pari upasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshamam vahamyam. Bhagavad Gita 9.22. So ananyashchintayanto mam. There should not be even chintan, even thinking of any other thing than Krishna. Very simple and very clear. Unmotivated, uninterrupted, and favorable, loving devotional service to Krishna only. So when we meet Srila Prabhupada in his books, we can see that he didn't want us to settle for spiritual mediocrity, but he wanted us to go all the way back home, back to Godhead, back to Golok Vrindavan. So what happened to Nalkor and Manigriv? One sinful act and 18,000 years of punishment. But behind that one sinful act, there is a whole recipe for disaster cooking. Yes, it was just one sinful act, being drunk and shameless in front of Narad Muni, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. The real cause wasn't that one act, but um, there was this deep set attitudes and conditions that created the perfect storm for their downfall. They had access to wealth. They had access to wealth that they didn't earn themselves. There was no personal austerity or responsibility to value that wealth. Entitlement, arrogance from having everything just handed to them, and engaged in constant pleasure seeking activities with women and intoxicants, completely unregulated, undisciplined lifestyle, loss of all senses of modesty or self-awareness, didn't even cover when Narad Muni came. And looking down on others, even like great sage like Narad Muni, and so much more. Why are we reading this in the month of Kartik? This is Bhagavatam showing us the mirror. Which one of these qualities are you still harboring? So, so much we have seen through these verses in this chapter. So, the lesson from Nalkor and Manigriv's downfall as trees, what is the lesson for us? Lesson is that, the fall down or the worst disaster in spiritual life, it doesn't come from just one wrong move, but that one wrong move comes from long unchecked attitudes in us that one day finally just erupt. Uh, One of the things that fascinated me about Srila Prabhupada's writings was the first things that really caught my attention, it was that idea that the only difference between humans and animals is dharma. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam cha samanyametat pashubi narana dharmo hi eko artiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubi samana. This idea, that there is only one difference between human and animal, and that is dharma. This idea, it seems to challenge our usual perception, because we think that we are so much better than animals. We have language, we have civilization, we have science, we have architecture, we have clothes, we have education. So how can there be any comparison even between us and animals? We have so many things that animals don't have. How can dharma be the only thing that sets us apart from animals? Many people, many people, they do practice dharma, religion, for material gain. But Prabhupada explains us the real dharma. He explains that real dharma doesn't simply mean religion as a social designation. Dharma comes from the root dhatu dhra, which means to sustain. So dharma is that which sustains us. Dharma is that on which we stand. It is our original, unalienable, inherent nature, our svabhava. So, true dharma is the activity that helps us go back to our mool svabhava, our original nature, which is Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nityadas. The original Swarup, the constitutional position of a living being, is to be servant of Krishna. So true dharma is that which takes me back to that, service to Krishna. And everything else, no matter how well packaged it is not dharma. It can pass as a social gathering or sangha or a good pious activity, which can take me to Swarga, but not back to Krishna. True dharma refers to activities that redirect my love and service from worldly things to Krishna, that give me, that take away my taste from the lower things and give me a higher taste, that I don't even want to go back to the lower taste. And Prahlad Maharaj has given us a proper list of such activities. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Only these 9 activities pass as loving devotional service. So in that sense, dharma is also the staircase that will take me back to Krishna, and dharma is also destination, because once I realize my dharma, Jivire Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das, then I have automatically reached my destination. So we can say that, well, humans have intelligence. Human can build skyscrapers, planes, computers, and AI, and machine and technology. And that is why humans are better, because we have intelligence. But real intelligence is Vivek Buddhi. Uh, Animals, they act according to instinct. But humans have power to discriminate. So this discrimination, this Vivek Buddhi, is what distinguishes us from animals. Animals consider things right or wrong, whether I should do this or not. They will consider it based solely on survival. But humans can see deeper. For example, sorry, if a cat sees a rat, it won't consider that, oh, it's Ekadashi, I should fast. Cat just acts. So humans also have same instincts, same survival instincts like animals, but unlike animals, before we take action, we are, even if we are pushed by the instincts, but we are not forced by our instincts. We can counter push through our using our intelligence, and that is our true intelligence, our vivek buddhi. And the issue with Nalguvar and Manigriv is that they had lost the vivek buddhi, true intelligence. So to bring them back to their original position of being servants of Krishna, whatever Narad Muni had to do, he did. Their pride of their lineage, status, wealth, it made them feel invincible and above dharma. They thought that because they were on such high place, they were celestial beings, they were beyond accountability. They acted as if they were untouchables. So such behavior, it dulls the finer qualities of the soul, and it makes one forgetful of their true svabhava dharma. So what Narad Muni did was, he did not preach to Nalguvar and Manigriv because they were not ready. Instead, he took away their false prestige by making them trees in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj. So this being as trees, it deprived them of the material facilities, the facilities for material enjoyment. But instead, it gradually purified them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he says, Taro Rapi Sahishnuna. So by being trees, they learned to be Sahishnu. And later, when Krishna liberated them, they offered these most beautiful prayers. I don't think this Kartik month we will be able to read up to that, but last year we learnt this beautiful shloka, Bhagavatam 10:10:38. वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणौ कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोर्नः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निभास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टिः सतां दर्शनेस्तु भवत्तनूनां. Let my Vani Gunanukatane, let my tongue always chant your name, your glories, your Nam Rup Gun Lila. Let my ears always hear your glories. Let my eyes always see your devotees. My hands and legs always be engaged in the actions that please you. So in the end, Nalkuvar and Manigriv, they recognized that it was Kripa Drashti, it was the merciful glance of Narad Muni that changed their destiny. So likewise, it's 7 o'clock. I'll try to wrap up. So likewise, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we can also aim to develop discrimination and return back to Krishna. So each year in Kartik, we read this pastime, which teaches us that what it tells us the story of Nalkor and Manigriv, what we do not need to be. So by giving us this example, this pastime teaches us what qualities we should cultivate instead. We should have humility of the tree, regardless of our position or background. Be humble. Sobriety, by avoiding the intoxication of any kind of form, wine or pride or lust or ego. We learned about respecting the respect for saintly personalities, always welcoming their presence as a chance to purify ourselves, and chastity and control over our senses. And that is the foundation of spiritual life, especially during Kartik. And today also marks the final day of Kartik, final day of Bhishma Panchak. Bhishma Panchak, when devotees, today is when devotees will conclude their Bhishma Panchak Vrat after the sunset today. So we pray that as Bhishma Dev fixed his eyes upon the smiling face of Lord Krishna and left his body absorbed in his remembrance, we pray that we may get such devotion and surrender like Bhishma Dev. And the completion of Bhishma Panchak, it reminds us that the ultimate perfection of life is to remember Krishna at the time of death. Janma labha parapumsa ante narayana smritihi. So may the mercy of Bhishma Dev bless all the devotees with firm faith, courage, and unflinching devotion at the lotus feet of Krishna. All glories to Shri Kartik month, all glories to Bhishma Dev, and all glories to Narad Muni. It has been our great fortune for all of us that we got to learn from two of these 12 Mahajans, Dvadasha Param Vaishnavas, Narad Muni and Bhishma Dev, in this Kartik month. So it's 7:03. We'll pause here. If anyone has any realizations, comments, or questions, corrections, please feel free to unmute and share.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. Just a reminder to all the devotees that this evening we'll be having the concluding session of the Kartik Damodar Mas program at the temple. It will be nice to see everyone, and we can all celebrate conclusion by having an honoring prasadam. And with, as Mataji mentioned, the resolution that Nalkuver and Manigriv make, that they will continue their devotional service by 6 aspects, starting with hearing and chanting. Thank you so much, everyone, for this month. Looking forward to your association this evening and beyond. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the reminder, Prabhuji. Granth Raj srimadbhagavatam Mahapuran ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a blissful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Mataji.
Thank you.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.